It has been another news-filled week here in the United States of dystopian America, and Donald Trump, along with his equally evil-minded Republican henchman, has been at it again. Not only has there been more news about the American Health Care Act, which is the transfer of wealth to the wealthiest among us, and denial of Health Care Act of 2017 would be a more honest title. Not only is there more news about that, but now the big news of the week is, no, it's not Rachel Maddow's Trump tax reveal. Forget it. That's not the story of the week. The story of the week, besides the healthcare grab, is Trump's new budget, his new proposed budget for 2018, which is not a budget in the traditional sense. It is more a statement of priorities, and it is even more deeply than that. It is a form of psychological operation or psyops against the American people. It is a signal to the American people that the world as you know it has changed. Now, we'll get in a little bit into the details of this budget now and perhaps later in the program. But the main thing to understand about this budget for now is this. It's deep cuts to everything besides the military and veterans' health, suggest, and the national security state, suggest a presidency and a Republican Party that is determined to take us into a new era where the social ties that bind us aren't acknowledged to even exist. An America that is, in the words of T.S. Eliot, red in tooth and claw, where people fight and scramble against one another in order to survive. It is a shock and awe budget designed to dazzle us into helplessness and submission. It is both an act of destruction and a message. And the message is this: your institutions, the institutions that belong to an American people, to the American people as a national community, are going to be systematically destroyed. That is the message that this budget intends to send to the American people. The question is, who will resist it, and in what way will they resist it? Let's take, for example, the budget's deep cuts to science in all its forms. This reflects the fundamentally Republican and Randian vision of an ignorant nation that they would like to see flying blind into an unknown and uncertain future. Now, when I say Randian, I am speaking, of course, of Ayn Rand, A-Y-N, Ayn Rand, the radically antisocial and psychiatrically dysfunctional avatar of the far-right movement, adored by Paul Ryan, not mentioned by Donald Trump because it would be a sure bet that he would have lost the election. He chose faux populism instead. But with this budget, he is telling all of us where his true loyalty lies. Let's talk about the fact that this budget, which is entitled, by the way, America First, a budget blueprint to make America great again, it would increase defense spending by $54 billion, but would strip money from 18 other agencies of government. More than 20% budget cuts at agriculture, labor, and state. So Trump's idea of a great America does not include agriculture, farmers, labor, that is people who work for a living like you and me, or the State Department that keeps us out of war. So more money for war, less money for keeping us out of war. And of course, a 30% budget cut at the Environmental Protection Agency, which protects the planet that is our common inheritance. So what we're really getting out of this is a war on the institutions that we hold together as a society. And more deeply than that, it's a war on the idea that we are a society, that we are a community, that we need to work together for certain things, that there are sectors of our lives, portions of our lives that cannot be fulfilled through private sector greed. Trump's budget is telling us that he and his party don't care about the common threads that bind us all together. They don't care about the nation as a community. They only care about themselves.